Hello and welcome back to my channel, your sanctuary for all things home, health, and style. Today I'm going to share with you the 10 things in your home that you can just declutter right now for more peace of mind and easier routines and just an all-around better life. Now that might sound a little bit dramatic, but I'm telling you, the less you have, the easier your life is. I'm not gonna force minimalism on you or anything like that, but by just making a few simple tweaks to what you have in your home, your life could be so much easier. I've been a professional home organizer for about 6 years now, and these are all things that I've noticed in my own home or in clients' homes that when we get rid of them, they make such a huge difference. So the number one thing that I would recommend you declutter right now, stop what you're doing, pause this video, or just listen to me in the background, but go into your kitchen cabinets, open them up, and just let's get rid of all of those specialty kitchen gadgets. I cannot tell you how many clients' homes I've been in that have all these specialty cutters and they never use them. I know you've all seen the special banana cutter and the avocado slicer and the little gadget where you line the grapes up and you push it down and it slices all the grapes in half, and the little strawberry thing that helps you pick out the green part. You don't need those, okay? To be honest with you, when I'm helping my clients clean their kitchens and organize and everything, typically they don't even remember that they have these items. What's gonna end up happening is they're just going to be collecting in your drawer. Your drawers are gonna fill up. It's gonna be hard to find things that you actually do use. And when you go to open and close your drawers, everything's gonna get stuck. It's not worth it. There is one tool that can be used to cut anything you want, and it's called a knife. It takes up way less space and it is 10 times more versatile. Do yourself and your wallets a favor and just use a knife. The second thing to declutter right now is all of those chemical cleaning sprays underneath your sink, in your bathroom, wherever you keep them. We've all been there at one point in our lives or another where we go to find something, we open up underneath our sink, and it's just layers and layers of brightly colored bottles. There's a different cleaner for each surface or room in your home. If you look at the back of the bottles of your cleaning sprays, they will likely all have some big warning label on it that says harmful if swallowed, do not ingest. But yet we spray it all on our counters where we then prepare food. It doesn't really make sense. I personally have been using a mixture of baking soda, water, vinegar, and dish soap to clean everything in my home for years, and I'm still alive today. By ditching your old detergents and chemical cleaners, your underneath of your sink will be so much more clean, so much more organized, and you will be using products that are safer for your family. The third item that you should declutter from your homes right now is any piece of clothing that is uncomfortable to wear. Whether it's an itchy sweater or a pair of jeans that just doesn't really fit quite right, life is too short to be wearing clothes all day long that are uncomfortable. And the reality of it is that when you have pieces that are uncomfortable, you are going to be swayed to not wear them. What this is going to do is just build up in your closet. You're going to pass by it every single day. You're going to think, should I wear this item? No, it's uncomfortable. But instead of getting rid of it and letting it go, a lot of people tend to keep it in their closet. And when you have so many items like that, A, they're wasting space, and B, having to make that mental thought of, oh, should I wear this? Oh no, it's kind of itchy. Day after day, that's just going to be slowing us down. It might not really seem like that big of a deal right now, but if 90% of your closet was like that, think about how taxing that would be on your brain and on your daily routines to have to go through that process each day. Let go of it. Take the weight off of your shoulders and you'll feel 10 times lighter, I promise. This next one is also one that I feel very passionately about because I have a horror story. to go along with it. When I was in college, I was working a bunch of jobs at one point while going to school, and one of those jobs was house cleaning. One family that I cleaned for, I don't know what was going on with it, but they had marinara sauce everywhere, all over the place, every single week. And what was even worse was that every single piece of their Rubbermaid, I think was the brand Tupperware, was stained orange from the tomato sauce. And worse than that, because it was plastic, which is still a little bit porous, especially when compared to glass, which is not porous at all, they would be greasy, no matter if they were washed in the dishwasher or regular soap, water, and elbow grease. On top of that, it seemed like they would reheat their spaghetti inside the plastic Tupperware, inside the microwave. And a lot of the plastic Tupperware had parts on the bottoms that you could tell had been melted. And the thing about plastic is that when it heats up, especially in a microwave situation, is that it is leaching microplastics and chemicals into your food that we then ingest. And it really is just not healthy to do that. So if you have plastic Tupperware in your house, throw it away. Buy a glass set. Stainless steel Tupperware is also a really good option. However, I personally prefer glass because I am very visual when it comes to my refrigerator and I need to see what is inside my containers. You can find it on Amazon. They're really not that expensive and you can thank me later. Number 5 is a big one as well. I personally know of one friend that is guilty of this at the moment, but to be honest, I am too. But it is that donation pile that you've been driving around with in the trunk of your car for the last few weeks, or the little pile that's been sitting in your garage collecting dust. Let's make a plan today, tomorrow, this weekend, whenever you can fit it in this week. Schedule yourself 15 or 20 minutes to take it to the donation center and just be done with it. Check it off the list. Get it out of your home, get it out of your car, get it out of your brain. I need to do this too. Number 6 is old or mismatched towels. When I was growing up, I lived with my dad. He was a single father and he did an awesome job raising me, but we had some of the crustiest, most disgusting towels. Oh my gosh. I remember, as a kid, not really doing very well on your chores and maybe forgetting a load of laundry or two in the washer, and your towels start to smell a little bit funky, but you just keep them anyways. And we also lived on a farm and our towels were very multi-purpose and ew, so gross, right? Don't be like that. When I grew up and started living on my own, I vowed to myself to never own a crusty towel. We bought a set from Costco. They are some of the plushiest, softest, most absorbent towels I've ever come across, and they were like $13 for a big one and probably way less than that for a pack of the washcloths and the hand towels. We also have our towels all one color, and what we did is we have 2 hooks in our bathroom, one for me, one for Sean Luke, and that's how we tell our towels apart. But other than that, they're all white. That's just kind of a little trick to make your spaces look more organized, is to have everything be the same color, so that way when we open up our linen closet, everything looks really uniform and it doesn't look super crazy visually with all the different colors and patterns. When our towels are in need of being replaced, which is really not very often, there are so many great things that you can do with old towels, whether it's recycling them, dropping them off at an animal shelter, or we personally have a little cat house in our backyard that the stray cats like to go into in the winter or the rain, and we put our old towels and old textiles in there for them to stay warm and have a nice cozy little bed. The seventh thing that you can declutter from your house right now are books that you are not going to read again. I also have been guilty of this one in the past where I'll start a book, I won't really care for it, I will want to start a different book, so I'll just put that other book back on my bookshelf instead of donating it or passing it off to a friend who might like it. And then before we know it, we have a ton of books on our bookshelves that are a third of the way read, or we're never going to read it again, and it's just sitting there collecting dust and creating clutter. Depending on the type of book, there's a few different ways that you can get rid of them. I don't know why, but I definitely held on to a lot of my high school and college textbooks for years after graduating, and I never really opened them back up. I ended up giving those textbooks to the professors of the class that I used them for so that they could use them in their class, lend them out, or give them to a student who maybe was having a hard time affording books that semester. I want to look into the public library to see if they accept donations. I feel like they would, but you could always donate them to just any donation center as well. It's just another one of those items that there's not really any sense in keeping if you're not going to use it. This next one is really easy, and I know almost every single one of you watching will be able to apply this to your own life, and that is board games that you don't play anymore. Don't get it twisted, I'm a huge board game lover. We have board game nights pretty often with our friends, and they are so fun, but there's no use in keeping games that you don't play. If you are a super avid board game player and you don't want to get rid of any of your board games, I highly recommend checking out those Ziploc pouches. See what kind of games you can condense into a smaller package. Usually the board game boxes, at least in my experience with organizing people's homes, they're very bulky and they take up a lot of space that they don't need to. This was definitely going viral online for a while, but you would see those videos or the pictures of people with these massive stacks of board game boxes, and then they would show the after, which is all their board games condensed into the little bags, and they neatly fit in one bin with the label on each game showing what game it is. I personally have done that for a few clients. It works really well and I highly recommend it. The ninth thing to let go of and declutter from your home today, ladies, is your expired makeup. Did you know that on the back of almost every single makeup bottle you own, there's a little symbol, typically with a number and the letter M following it? What this stands for is months. Say you have a bottle of foundation that has 6M, that means 6 months after the day that you opened up the bottle is when it expires. Oftentimes, after makeup expires, the consistency is just a little bit off and it's not going to work as well. If you want healthy, glowing skin, it's really important to take a look at the things that we're both putting in our bodies, nutrition-wise, and on our bodies, product-wise. So get rid of those expired products and look better than ever. The last thing on my list of items that you should declutter today are those books and toys in your kids' room that they have outgrown or no longer play with. When decluttering your kids' rooms, I highly recommend you involving your kid in the process because it's never too early to start teaching organized habits. Organizing is kind of an interesting thing because it's something that we're all just kind of expected to know how to do, but we're never really taught the proper way to do it. Toys and books are obviously very important for children's development, but they can also be very hindering as well. By having too much in your kids' room, it can actually be very distracting to them and create this environment where they are just quickly moving from one toy or one project to the next without cleaning up behind them. I have over 15 years of experience as a babysitter and a nanny, and I can really see a difference in the imagination and the attention span of kids who have less toys. When shelves are overflowing or toy bins are overflowing, it makes it really impossible to put anything away because there's no clear designated space for where things go. By getting them involved in the process and excited about the idea of decluttering and passing their old items on to the next generation, you're going to be creating an environment where their play area is more calm, more serene. Everything has a place, and it's very easy for them to stay focused on what they're playing with and clean up when they're done. So there we have it, 10 things that you can declutter from your home today. If you found anything from this list that resonated with you, please let me know down in the comments. And if you have any questions, any concerns, if you need help with anything, please do not hesitate to reach out. I'm always happy and excited to help answer any little questions here and there, absolutely free of charge. And if you need more help, I provide in-home organizing as well as virtual organizing plans. Thank you so much for watching. Now go ahead and get to your decluttering, and together let's make every moment at home extraordinary.